I am 81 years old, and I am sitting in a chair that has held the shape of my body for decades. The armrest on my right side is worn smooth. The fabric on the seat is faded in a pattern that matches exactly how I sit, slightly tilted, left shoulder lower than the right. This chair knows me better than most people do. 6 inches to my right is another chair. Identical. Same faded fabric. Same worn armrests. There is a permanent dent in that cushion too, shaped by a body that isn't here anymore. We were married 58 years. 58. And I am only now understanding that loneliness isn't about being alone. It's about being invisible to the person sitting right beside you. That is what this is. This is not a love story. I want you to understand that before we go any further. This is a warning from a man who has nothing left to protect except your time. So sit down and listen to what I got wrong. I believed something for most of my adult life. I believed it so completely that I never once questioned it. I believed that if you came home, you were a good husband. That was the whole equation in my mind. You show up, you pay the bills, you don't leave. Contract fulfill. I came home every single night for 58 years. Never missed a dinner. Never spent a night elsewhere. I was what men of my generation call steady. Reliable. I wore that word like a medal. Steady. Like a table. Like a post in the ground. And I was proud of it. Lord, I was proud. She would be in the kitchen most evenings when I got home. I can still hear it. That sound of a pan on the stove. The low hum she'd get when she wasn't thinking about humming. Not a real song. Just sound. Just her. The smell of whatever she was cooking would hit me at the door, and I would walk past it, hang up my coat, sit down, turn on the news. She would call out something. How was your day? Or supper is almost ready. And I would answer from the other room. Fine. Or good. Or a sound that meant I heard you. But I'm not really here right now. I thought that was normal. I thought that was just what marriage looked like after the early years wore off. I thought the humming and the cooking and the calling out were just the sounds of a house running properly. Background noise. Evidence that things were fine. I did not understand, and God help me, I wish I had, that she wasn't just making noise. She was reaching. Every single time. She was throwing out a line hoping I would grab it, and I let every one of them drop. I called myself steady. What I was gone. Present in body. Completely absent in every way that mattered. Now let me tell you about a Tuesday. I cannot tell you which Tuesday. I cannot tell you the month or even the year with certainty. That is the most painful part of what I'm about to say. It was ordinary. It looked like every other evening in that house. The lamp in the corner was on. It always came on around 5 because the room faced north, and lost the light early. The clock on the wall was ticking. It always ticked. I had stopped hearing it years before. The television was on. I was in my chair. She came in from the kitchen carrying 2 cups of tea on a small tray, the way she had done for more years than I can count. Chamomile, I think. She liked chamomile in the evenings. The smell of it was soft, quiet, like her. She set the tray down on the little table between our 2 chairs. She set her cup on her side. She set my cup on my side. And then she sat down. And she said something. I cannot tell you exactly what she said. That is the wound I will carry to my grave. It was something small, an observation. Maybe about something she had seen that day or something she was thinking about. Or maybe just a question. Something like that was really a door she was holding open. A simple invitation for me to walk through and be with her. I grunted. My eyes stayed on the screen. She waited. I know she waited because I can feel it now when I reconstruct that room. The clock was ticking. The lamp was warm. The tea was steaming. And she was sitting 6 inches from me, waiting for me to turn my head. I did not turn my head. She picked up her cup. She took a sip. She set it back down. And she said nothing more. Not that night. Not really after that. Not in the way she used to. That was the last time she tried. I did not know it was the last time. That is the unbearable part. There was no door slamming, no argument, no dramatic moment I could point to and say there, that's where it broke. She didn't cry. She didn't accuse me. She just quietly stopped reaching. And I didn't notice. I sat in that chair, night after night, year after year, and I did not notice that the line had gone slack. She gave up trying to reach me on an ordinary Tuesday, and I was sitting 6 inches away, and I missed it entirely. She passed 14 months ago, and now I sit in this chair every evening at the same time. Same lamp, same clock, still ticking. I cannot seem to stop the habit. Maybe I don't want to. Habit is the cruelest form of memory because it keeps taking you back to the place whether you're ready or not. Her chair is still there. I have not moved it. I won't. There is a paperback book on the side table next to it, face down, open to the page she was on. I cannot tell you which page. I cannot bring myself to look directly at it for too long. Her reading glasses are folded on top of it. Some nights my hand slides off my armrest and moves toward her chair without me deciding to move it. It stops before it gets there. Every time. Like my body knows what my mind already knows. That the dent in that cushion is all that's left. I mute the television sometimes now. I used to love the noise. Now the quiet comes for me whether the sound is on or not. The difference is that now the silence is permanent. It was always in this room, but before, she was in it with me. I just didn't know that was the thing keeping it bearable. I noticed the 2 coasters on the tray now. Every single night. 2 coasters. 1 cup. So let me talk to you directly, because that is why I'm telling you all of this. You think you have time. You think silence is safe. You think being in the same room counts as being together. It does not. I am the proof of that. I am sitting in the proof of that. When she says something small and you grunt, that is not nothing. That is a choice. When she asks how your day was and you say fine without looking up from your phone, that is a choice. When she laughs at something and you don't even ask what was funny, that is a choice. You are choosing over and over to be absent, and she is keeping count in a place she never shows you, and one day the count gets too high and she stops asking. They don't always leave the house when they leave. Sometimes they just go quiet, and you won't know the exact day it happened. That is what will destroy you, not the loss, the not knowing when. Put the phone down, turn toward them, not during commercial breaks. Not when the game is over. Now, in the middle of the ordinary Tuesday that you will not remember, and they will never forget, ask what they're thinking. Actually listen to the answer. Touch their hand when you're sitting side by side. Not because it's a grand gesture, because it costs you nothing and it means everything. I have 2 chairs and 1 life left to sit in them. Don't you wait until you're counting coasters to understand what I'm telling you. They are still there. Right now, they are still there. Turn toward them. I am begging you. Turn toward them before that chair goes empty and the silence stops being something you chose and becomes something you have to survive. I promise you. I promise you on 50 acres and 1 empty chair. One day, they won't be there anymore. And all that quiet you protected so carefully will be the loudest thing in your house.